Hello. Okay, so we're gonna try this with the phone closer to me and see if the sound comes out better. Hopefully, that's what I'm hoping for anyway. Okay, let's see if I can do this and read at the same time. Okay, let's see. Let's start with Admilla. Admilla, by the way, I'm Will, and I am reading Norse myths, and I will probably be doing a lot of Norse stuff with some music. Anyway, Admilla licked more, and by the evening of the second day, a man's head had come. I think we had read this part. His name was Bury. Okay. Bury was tall and strong and good looking. In his time, he had a son called Bor, and Bor married the daughter of Besla, or sorry, Bolthar. Bor married a daughter of Bothar, one of the frost giants. Her name was Besla, and she mothered three children, all of them sons. The first one was Odin, the second was Vili, and the third was Ve. At the beginning, or all of this was in the beginning before there were waves of sand, the sea's cool waving grass. There was no earth and no heaven above, only Muspel and Niflheim between them. The three sons of Bor had no liking for Mir, and the growing gang of unruly, brutal frost giants as time went on. They grew to hate them. At last they attacked Ymir and killed him. His wounds were like springs. So much blood streamed from them, and so fast that the blood drowned all the frost giants except Bergmir and his wife. They embarked in their boat. It was made out of a hollow tree trunk and rode on a tide of gore. I think we were over on to Askar and Embla. Let's see, where's that? Okay, here we go. One day, Odin, Vili, and Ve were striding along the frayed edge of the land where the earth meets the sea. They came across two fallen trees with their roots ripped out of the ground. One was ash and the other elm. Then the sons of Bor raised them and made them from the first man and woman. Odin breathed into them the spirit of life. Vili offered them sharp wits and feeling arts, and Ve gave them gifts of hearing and sight. The man was called Ask, and the woman Embla, and they were given Midgard to live in. All the families and nations and races of men are descended from them. One of the giants living in Jotunheim, Navri, had a daughter called Night, who was dark-eyed, dark-haired, and swarthy as the sea. She married 3 times. Her first husband was a man called Nargilfer. I can't. Excuse my pronunciations. And their son was Old. Her second husband was Honor, and their daughter was Earth. And her third husband was Shining Delung, who was related to the sons of Bor. Their son was Day, and like all his father's side of the family, Day was radiant and fair of face. Then Odin took Night and her son Day and sat them in horse drawn chariots and set them in the sky to ride around the world every 2.5 days. Night leads the way, and her horse is frosty maned Hermfaxi. Day's horse is Skin Foxy. He was gleaming mane that lights up the sky and earth alike. A man called Mundifari, living in Midgard, had 2 children, and they were so beautiful that he called his son Moon and daughter, his son Moon and his daughter Sun. Sun married a man called Glenn. Odin and his brothers and their offspring, the Aesir, they were angered at such daring. They snatched away both children and placed them in the sky to guide the chariots of the sun and moon, and the constellations made by the sons of Bor to light the world out of the sparks from Muspel. Moon leads the way. He guides the moon on its path and decides when he will wax and wane. He does not travel alone, as you can see if you look into the sky, for Moon has plucked 2 children from the Midgard, Bil and Hugi, whose father is Vidfinn. They were just walking away from the well at Birger, carrying between them the water cask Sog on the pole Simmel, when Moon swooped down and carried them off. Sorry. Okay. Sun follows behind. One of her horses is called Arvak because he rises so early, and the other Osvid because he is immensely strong. The Aesir inserted ironclad bellows under their shoulder blades to keep them cool. Sun always seems to be in a great hurry, and this is because she is chased by Skoll, the wolf, who is always snapping and growling close behind her. In the end, he will catch her at Ragnarok. And the wolf that races in front of Sun is called Hati. He is after Moon and will run him down in the end. Both wolves are the sons of aged giantess who lives in Ironwood east of Midgard. Hati is also the name of the wolf for any of you who play video games, of the wolf that the hunter gets in the game World of Worldcraft. It's actually kind of a cool story, but that is a completely different topic. After the sons of Bor had made the first man and woman, and set night and day, moon and sun in the sky, they remembered the maggots that had squirmed and swarmed in Ymir's flesh and crawled out all over earth. They gave them wits in the shape of men, but they live under the hills and mountains and rocky chambers, grottos and caverns. These men-like maggots are called dwarves. Matsgormr is the leader, and his deputy is Durin. There's a song about Durin's sons. probably several. Anyway. So the earth was fashioned and filled with men and giants and dwarves, surrounded by the sea, covered by the sky, when the sons of Bur built their own realm of Asgard, a mighty stronghold, a place of green plains and shining places high over Midgard. Two regions were linked by Bifrost, a flaming rainbow bridge. It was made of three colors and with magic and great skill. It is wonderfully strong. All the Aesir, the guardians of men, crossed over and settled in Asgard. Odin, Allfather, is the oldest and the greatest of them all. There are 12 divine gods and 12 divine goddesses, and a great assembly of other Aesir. And this was the beginning of all that was happened, remembered or forgotten in the regions of the world. And all that has happened in all the regions of the world lie under the branches of the ash, Yggdrasil, greatest and best of trees. It soars over all that is. Its three roots delve into Asgard and Jotunheim and Niflheim, and there is a spring under each. A hawk and eagle sit in it. A squirrel scurries up and down. Deer leap within it and nibble at it. A dragon devours it and is sprinkled with dew. It gives life to itself. It gives life to the unborn. The winds whirl around in it, and Yggdrasil croons or groans. Yggdrasil always was and is and will be. So, that is the end of chapter 1, the creation story. Yeah, there's stories about each of those creatures, those main creatures that they mentioned on Yggdrasil. It's like the hawk and the serpent and the squirrel and the deer and the dragon, and there's a bad rap for that dragon that lives on the roots of Yggdrasil. Because not sure why, because he actually does a good service for Yggdrasil. It eats the decay away, basically, from Yggdrasil. So anything that has died off or is dying, that's what the dragon feeds off of. Huh. Anyway, I hope everybody has a very, very good day, and we will continue to chapter 2 tomorrow. I hope. Thank you.